Hey guys, welcome back to the Meaning of Life. My name is Eber, and today we're going to take a look at the next section of the first chapter of the Spirit's book. In this case, we're talking about proofs of the existence of God. Now, remember, this is a study of the Spirit's book, which is the first book of the Spiritist codification. And we're just here to break it down into certain parts. But Spiritism is not the only bearer of truth. God is for everybody. And spirituality is a part of our existence, just like all of us humans living on this earth. We're all eventually going to arrive at the spirit world, so we all have our own little place here. So with this in mind, let's read on. Proofs of the existence of God. Where may we find proof for the existence of God? In the axiom you apply to all your sciences, there is no effect without a cause. If you would search for the cause of whatever is not the work of human beings, then reason will answer your question. To believe in God, we need only to behold the works of creation. The universe exists. Therefore, it must have a cause. To doubt God's existence would be to deny that every effect has a cause, and to believe that something could have resulted from nothingness. Now, where can we find the proof of God? Right? This is a very valid question, especially nowadays where a lot of people are questioning even the existence of God. Alright? If he, she, or it exists, then we can definitely see the footprints left behind, the prints that were left behind by the Creator that will point to his existence. Now, when we think about humans, how can we distinguish that humans exist? Well, we just need to take a look at the structures that we've created, the cities, the streets, and the organization that we've made. But also when we look at ruins from ancient human civilizations, we look for this type of organization where we find cookery and pots, where we find streets and roads. And we can definitely abstract that humans do exist because we see it in their creations. God is not human. So how can we see the proof of something that exists that is not human? In human organization and structure, we see a homogeneous pattern, right? We see structures. We see, all right, if humans exist, then humans naturally eat. So we're gonna find elements of food. We're gonna find elements of what was used to cook the food, right? We see structures of communities where people need to sleep, people need to maybe bathe themselves if the culture had this. So we can understand that because of these patterns that humans currently use, we can backtrack and see the patterns of what old humans and ancient humans in older civilizations did. And now let's abstract this in terms of the universe. We look and we see pattern everywhere. We can see that galaxies look alike. We can see that plants grow in a very similar manner. We see Fibonacci spirals, and we also have math. The beauty and the simplicity of math being expressed. All of these are simple proofs of God's existence. How could God not exist if there is intelligent pattern in nature, that which we didn't create, but yet there is a pattern nevertheless? If the Big Bang was a result of chemical chance, right? How then can such a random chance have brought about such organization in the universe? It's not only in planet Earth. We see that there is organization all throughout the universe. How is this the result of chance? Let's take a look at our own human bodies. We have organs, we have cells. And why is it that it's not only humans that have this, but animals also have this? Animals also have cells, have organs, have elements similar to what we do. We have been able to decodify this organization by way of our classifications of the animal kingdom, where we see the kingdom, phylum, and all that stuff, which I remember in biology that we were learning, right? So we see that If we can distinguish organization in Mother Nature, how then can all of this have come about from chance? Obviously, we just need to look at everything that humans have not created to find the proof of the existence of our wonderful and loving Creator, our God. All human beings have within them the intuitive sentiment of God's existence. What can we conclude from this? That God exists. Otherwise, where would such a sentiment come from if it were not based on something real? This is an application of the principle that there is no effect without a cause. Now in question 5, we're seeing Allan Kardec sort of question this idea of God, if this is something that's instinctive or intuitive, or information that has been given to us by religions, right? So here we get a very good answer. Is God an idea that is nature or nurture? This idea in psychology, right? We see that by the answer of the spirits, this is an intuitive questioning, an intuitive quality that all humans have within themselves, something that says that God exists, and we question ourselves. Every single human has at one point or another questioned themselves of the existence of God. Is this something truly that has come about from instruction, from education? No, this is something that flourishes from within our deep inner soul. This in and of itself is the proof that God exists. Mightn't our inner sentiment about the existence of God be the result of education and the product of acquired ideas? If that were the case, why would members of your primitive cultures have this intuition? If the sentiment of the existence of a supreme being were only the product of education, it would not be universal. Like all scientific ideas, it would only exist in the minds of those who received such education. Now, in question number 6, this is also a nature versus nurture, just following and developing the thought. We understand that God is something that is questioned everywhere, right? We see that God is questioned even in the most remote tribes and civilizations that are not up to par with the modern world, right? So we look at these small tribes in the Amazon rainforest and in these very remote locations, these people, these humans are still questioning the idea of God. So we know that God is questioned and that His existence is a part of our own existence itself, right? If God didn't exist, why would every single human being question His existence? If God was a result of our education, then why is it that uneducated people also question the idea of God? God exists as a matter of fact. Could we find the first cause of the formation of things in the innermost properties of matter? Even if you could, what in turn would be the cause of those properties? There must always be a first cause. To attribute the first formation of things to the innermost properties of matter would be to mistake the effect for the cause, since such properties are themselves an effect that must have had a prior cause. So now in question 7, we're seeing that Allan Kardec is trying to sort of analyze the idea of reverse engineering to find the existence of God. Let's look at all of the matter, let's look at all the molecules and see if we can find the existence of God this way, right? The answer that we get, that even if we arrive at a conclusion of the existence of God from looking at our matter, this is only one small quality to God itself. Like, think of how big God is, that even by observing our material universe, God is only but a small part of this that we're observing. Whenever we arrive at some conclusion, we can then question, but then what caused that to come about? We will always continue this constant investigation of what caused this and what was the cause of that, until one day we arrive, this is the supreme God that created everything. What about the idea that attributes the first formation of all things to an accidental combination of matter, i.e., to chance? Another absurdity. How could anyone with any common sense believe that chance is an intelligent agent? Moreover, what is chance? Nothing. The harmony that governs the forces of the universe reveals certain set combinations and designs, and thus an intelligent power. To attribute the first formation of things to chance would be nonsense, because chance is blind and cannot produce intelligent results. An intelligent chance would no longer be chance. Now, question 8 really puts the Big Bang, or at least the interpretation of the Big Bang by most scientists, into question, in the spotlight here, right? So, we see that the spirits directly say, how can somebody with true common sense think that organization has come about by chance? What is chance? Chance is nothing. Chance is random. How can something that is nothing, that is random, be the agent of creation, of an organized creation? But then if we think, no, chance is intelligent, well then in that case, chance is no longer chance. If chance is intelligent, it is no longer chance. And we see Allan Kardec's comments here that the harmony of the universe, the set combinations and patterns that we see in the universe demonstrate that there is an intelligent power behind it. If chance is blind, how can something blind create something intelligent? Something so organized and beautiful that is seen all over the universe. Where may we see in the first cause a supreme intelligence, superior to all other intelligences? You have a proverb that says, "The workman is known by his work." So look at the work and you will find the workman. Pride is what creates this belief. Human pride believes in nothing above itself. And that is why people think they are so powerful. Poor beings, a mere breath from God could blow them over. We judge the power of an intelligence by its works. Since no human being could create what nature produces, it is obvious that the first cause must be an intelligence superior to humankind. Whatever may be the marvels accomplished by human intelligence, such intelligence itself must have a cause. The greater the results, the greater the first cause must have been. No matter what name you give it, that intelligence is the first cause of all things. And question 9 just reiterates this idea. How then can we find the proof of our Creator? All we have to do is just analyze the creation itself so we can find the qualities and the existence of our Creator. It is only our pride, our human pride, that makes us blind to the idea that there is something above us that we don't understand. I mean, historically, it makes sense, because when we look back in terms of our existence, other civilizations where we've had kings and queens or rulers, these rulers have been monsters. They have subjugated many civilizations and they've killed and slaughtered people at their own will. So we are obviously hesitant to think that there is something above us that can control us. Because of this fear and pride being mixed together, we think, no, humans are at the top of the creation, because we see ourselves dominating the world around us. But it is far, far from the truth. We still have a Creator above us that is more powerful, smarter, more creative, more everything than we humans are. Only by a mere breath of our God will we be blown over. We need to then abstract the idea that because we think that God is more powerful than us, as kings, queens, and rulers were in our history, since our kings, queens, and rulers were imperfect, were evil, were monsters, so too then we think that God is a monster, God is evil. But that is also far from the truth. God is not a monster. God is a father, a mother, a parent to every one of us. God loves us unconditionally. How beautiful is that? Now we look at Allan Kardec's commentary. Obviously, we have not been able to create a mechanism as perfect as a human body, an intelligence as perfect as the human intelligence. By perfection, we're not saying that it's limited. The limitations in our bodies and in our mind are purposeful. They are part of the design, but that does not mean that the design itself is imperfect in any way. Our bodies, Mother Nature, everything is a perfect design. If natural beings exist in our planet, and there are trillions of planets out there in the universe, well then so too must nature exist there. And these designs are also perfect just as they are here. Then because there is such grand effect, that is humans, Mother Nature, other planets in the universe, then obviously there must be an equally grand cause that started it all. This cause is our God. No matter what name you give it, no matter what religion you affiliate yourself with, that intelligence that created the universe is the ultimate intelligence, the supreme intelligence, this God that we all think of. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and leave your comments below so that we can continue this dialogue and continue this moving forward, all right? Also, remember to share this video with somebody who is questioning the existence of God, or just as a small act of charity to somebody who would like to hear this positive word. Remember to hit the bell as well so you can keep up with our study and keep up with everything that we're posting here on the channel. And may our Master Jesus, our ever-loving guide, move us forward, illuminating our path forward in a more moral and a more intelligent way. And may our Creator, our divine Creator, God, illuminate our path, allowing us to move forward into this new world of more love, of more acceptance, of more community, of more partnerships. So be it.